What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Big news, CME launched options trading for Solana and XRP. Options trading now available through CME with XRP. That's awesome. $2.57 is the price right now. We might see a little bit of volatility with that kind of thing, but looking at XRP here, if we type in XRP and we go to the CME futures, the CME futures for XRP came out back in like May of this year, so we've already seen that volatility. I don't think we're going to dump too much because of that. I don't think that we're going to see too much implied volatility or negative actions just because there's options trading. But what this really is that there's an on-ramp for more institutional money to get involved in various ways with XRP, another derivative there. Some people think derivatives are bad, and I can see there's many valid points to that. But at the end of the day, it is another on-ramp for XRP, or the derivatives that inevitably bleed into XRP, but whatever. Point being here, we look at the futures actually, and you can see that there is a gap on XRP up at $2.70 there. So we're probably going to move back up. There is a gap to the upside here. Do we have any other gaps? Fill this gap. No, we don't have any other gaps that I can see. So looking at XRP on the crypto chart now, on just the all-time history chart, I would expect that we do see some movement upwards. I think that this move, as dramatic of a move as it was, as catastrophic as it seems to have been, I do believe that we're going to recover from this move in no time at all, and probably rather tenaciously. We're going to move up, and the moves back that we give on the way up, right? We're going to move up, we're going to move down. The moves down are not going to be anything compared to the movements up. That's my expectation. And by the time that the people who are waiting for XRP to return to these lows, by the time that it becomes obvious that that's not going to happen anymore, whenever we do see prices above this high here, it's going to be too late. XRP is going to rally. It's going to rip through the freaking roof. We're going to see some spectacular growth. I want to go over the short-term stuff, the 1 hour time frame, and then zoom out from there. But I do very much believe, I hope it's very clear, that I believe the low is in, and not just on this chart, but let's even go to the Coinbase chart. Wow, it even dropped. It dropped a lot. I don't believe XRP goes below $2.30 ever again. Right? I don't believe that happens. Famous last words, I know. But looking at the 1 hour time frame here, let's see if we can confirm that. Okay, and maybe we should use a chart with some volume. Let's look at Binance. 1 hour time frame, pumping up a lot of volume there on this last hour, right after the massive scam wick there. So a lot of purchasing went in, you guys. I like to mention this as well, right? Morgan Stanley, right? Just check it out. We go to Morgan Stanley News. Okay. Where is it? Yeah, we'll start allowing crypto investments. Here, they used to fire people for mentioning crypto at all. Or if they even traded in crypto, they get fired, their own employees. And now they allow, what's the term that they used? Let me see here. The term they used was like their wealth investors. Wealth investors. I don't know if that's all investors or just their top dogs, but they allowed this to happen right before the massive dump. Isn't it crazy that as soon as Morgan Stanley, an institution that is one of the largest in the world, first off, but used to fire their employees and constituents for even mentioning or trading crypto, they would. That's what their memo was. They probably didn't, but they would if it was like public knowledge. Now, as soon as they allow their clients to invest, that's when we're at this low point. That's whenever there's a ample opportunity to buy. It's just kind of interesting in this whole thought of coordination here. $2.58 right now. Massive volume down there. That's the real thing I was trying to say. Around that same time that this happened. That's all I'm saying. Absolutely massive volume down there. Very productive movements up here. I would expect that we continue to move much like this. Nothing explosive to the upside or the downside. Anything that does come to the downside will just come back up slowly, methodically, and just continue at this pace. I would think that by the end of this week, if not certainly sometime next week, I would think we're back at $3 or above that even. If we're looking at this on the 1 hour with our indicators, our RSI looks very productive here. Why does it look productive? Let's go over that real quick, okay? It looks productive because we have higher lows in the price. We have lower lows in the RSI. Higher lows with lower lows, that is hidden bullish divergence. That's actually a really good thing. Bouncing off the 50, great. 41 minutes left in this 1 hour time frame. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch, but as long as we close here or higher, we're bouncing off the 50. As long as we don't close red, we're bouncing off the 50, and that would be a very good look. Stochastics are also in a good area to bounce as well. It's the 1 hour. It's kind of weird, but we'll give it to you. MACD is crossed red. You're getting some lower lows in your MACD, I suppose, with the histogram here, and a little bit of lower lows there. That is a bearish effect right there, but overall very positive looking MACD, and it's the 1 hour, so it has less weight than it really does on like the daily or the 4 hour. 4 hour time frame stochastics look great. The RSI looks like it's just getting started. I mean, you've broken out of this downtrend, lower lows, lower highs. Maybe you find some turbulence and you form your uptrend, right? You get your higher lows and higher highs. Maybe you do find some turbulence here at the 60, and in which case it's pretty common actually to go from the 60 down to the 40 and then back up, or maybe something like that, and then you kind of wiggle until you get into the overbought zone. But I would expect breaking this, you probably do go to the overbought zone. It's like whenever you broke out of this downward sloping move here, you got overbought before you got oversold again, right? Whenever you broke this upward sloping move, you got oversold, right? Uptrend here, you broke this, you got oversold before you started moving up again. So I would think that we do get overbought to some degree. I would like it. I would actually think it'd be beneficial if XRP did move down from here, because then we can actually form some structure, right? And I just think structure is good. That'll allow for this move to develop more and probably be stronger overall. So with that being said, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Here we are at 258. Perhaps what we do see is some kind of reverberation back to like this high point here at about 250. Let's see, low to high. It's right there at the 50% area. If not 250, then I'd say 241 at the lowest, but I doubt that we go below 241, okay? I very much doubt that we go below 241 ever again. 257 now, 258. If we go back to 258, 247, that's fine, I think. The 4 hour time frame, everything else looks good, right? The MACD looks positive here. I mean, overall kind of bearish, but positive. Again, it wouldn't be crazy or sad if we did come down. Come down a little bit, whatever. Let the stochastics reset at the 50, let the RSI bounce off the oversold zone or the 40, let the MACD die off in bullish momentum and then build it back, right? We do that sometimes. Like right here, you were below the zero, you built some bullish momentum, died off a little bit, and then continue to build it, right? That's okay. Or just keep building, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if we did come down a little bit, in which case then this 1 hour time frame might not bounce here. And in which case the stochastics and the MACD might be telling us the truth that we're looking to get oversold, and that's okay. Daily time frame, again, $2.40, $2.50, somewhere in that area, okay? If I'm wrong, we'll just keep moving up, and that's fine too. Daily time frame here, definitely looking for some positivity. That was the lowest reading on the RSI that XRP has seen since July of 2024, okay? That's the lowest reading that we've seen since July. In fact, the last 2 times that we've seen readings like this, let's just go over what XRP did, okay? Because we've seen readings in the oversold zone. We just haven't been oversold in quite some time. Really, it's been since April of this year that we've been oversold at all, which is crazy. But to be this low or lower, it's been well over a year. Looking at July, the last time we were this oversold, did we move up immediately? Was it the very next day that we moved up? Or did we move sideways for 1, 2, 3, 4? Did we move sideways for like a week? Right, that was at the low point there in the oversold zone. We found bullish divergence actually, and then we moved up. We had a very nice move up. Moved sideways, consolidated, then we really rallied from there. Here, same thing. Did we move up immediately? Did we hit this high the next day, or did we move sideways for about a week and then we moved up? Sideways for about a week, then we moved up. Sideways for about a week, then we moved up. So just a thought there. Not saying that it has to happen, but you know, sideways for a week and then we move up, maybe. We're already on our 3rd day now, so maybe sometime by the end of this week we start to move up. Perhaps it is next week that we move up, but just don't get sad, right? Don't get sad if we move down. Don't get depressed, right? Moments like this, and this is my 3rd bull market, so I have a little bit of experience in these matters, but moments like this, from what I've experienced, they're meant to do a bunch of different things, right? Primarily psychological warfare, right? What this does, the first wave of psychological warfare is panic selling. If you're smart, you panic bot, right? But most of the people who are smart, they don't even buy. They're just watching and saying like, wow, oh my God, how low is it going to go? You're like paralyzed with astonishment that this thing is dropping at such a pace that it goes to. By the time it comes back up and you think, oh, I should have bought, it's already too late. So phase 1, psychological warfare causing panic selling and just astonishment of the overall move, right? Then you recover. Then the thoughts of, oh, I should have bought come in. So people buy. People buy, and the price comes in here. People who didn't buy here when they were thinking about buying, they buy here. They buy at the highs, right? Everybody's buying. Then comes the moments of, oh no, I really should have sold. This is the beginning of the end. This is back to the panic selling side of things, right? Then it comes back to people who are thinking, damn it, I should have sold. This is the end. This is the beginning of the end. Of course, that was a sign of weakness. I don't think it was a sign of weakness. I mean, there is some kind of serious flaws with the liquidity books, with the order books on these exchanges that these things could just all dump so much like that. There is something to be, I suppose, a little bit worried about, but we'll get to that on a later date. We're in the bull market now. Let's not worry about that. But all I'm talking about is that there will be that thought of worry will come back as you move down, and people will panic sell here where we were once thinking, wow, what a great area it is to buy, right? Of course we should be buying here. But I'm talking about this because I want people to be prepared. Even if we move down a little bit from here, even if we move down to $2.40, do not panic sell. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. That is not a good idea to do, right? We're at prime opportunities to buy between here, between there, between everywhere, right? We're at great opportunities to buy. We're below $3, guys. It's a prime opportunity to buy right now. Do not panic sell. And I think that the coming day, maybe the coming hours, maybe the coming days could promote some negative emotions. We don't want to act on those negative emotions, okay? Daily time frame. Ooh, hold on. Ooh. Had to burp, but I couldn't burp, so now I've got this weird breath. Not like my breath is weird, but like I couldn't breathe. It was weird. Anyways, bouncing off the 20, not bad. On the daily time frame again, the idea here being that we probably move sideways for about a week and then we move up. Stochastics look bullish, I'll say that. The MACD looks bearish. So you've got bearish MACD, relatively bearish RSI, and then a bullish stochastics. That might promote some neutrality, right? Looking at the weekly time frame, we start to zoom out and things only get more bullish as we zoom out, right? Looking at this here on the crypto chart, the overall chart, I very much do anticipate that we're going to break out of this range, this overall range here, to the upside, okay? This consolidation phase that we've been in really since December of 2024 is coming to an end, and at any week now, it could be by the end of this week. It's probably going to be next week or the week after. We should be breaking out of the zone, and I think going into November should be a very positive month. I still believe that October will close green for the majority of cryptos. I think it will be a green month. It just won't be as dramatic as we thought it would be. That might be reserved for November, unfortunately. Or fortunately, whatever. It'll be fortunate when it happens. You know, I oftentimes say that, like, imagine you expected the price to be here in March, like on this date right here, right? You expected it to be here in March, but you had all this time to accumulate. It still goes to that price. We had more time to accumulate. That's great, right? We know where XRP is going to go. We know it's going to $13.57. We know it's going to go above this price even. We just had more time to accumulate than we thought originally. That's great. And if you didn't get shaken out, that's great. If you got shaken out, that's bad. But moments like these long consolidation phases, they're meant to shake people out so that the big dogs can buy, and then also just give the big dogs more time to purchase as well, right? That's kind of the main thing. The dumb money is selling here. The smart money is buying every dip that they can. They're probably even buying the tops, and they don't care. They're buying more and more and more all the time. When that supply shock happens, we will get a move that is exactly identical to what we saw back here last year. We're going to see this thing just teleport straight up to about $14. And I really do expect that we'll see something above $13.57. We'll probably get around $14, $16, something like that, by the end of this year of 2025. And then going into 2026, we should be seeing some dramatically higher prices. I wouldn't be surprised at all if XRP did see, you know, a $100 price, or sorry, not a $100 price. If it saw, I was looking at this, not 99, 67. If we saw a $70 price or a $40 price, we could push $100, but I don't know if we're going to hit $100 this cycle. I don't believe that's possible. Anything can happen. Crazy things can happen. But an XRP Ripple is definitely branching out around the world. But I would expect something on the lines of a $27 price at a minimum. My true expected minimum is about $40, and the maximum is about $70. So that's the expectations I have there. But overall, XRP looks really good on a monthly time frame. If anybody's worried about the bearish divergence here, what bearish divergence? We have a lower low or a lower high there in the RSI. We actually have a lower high here in the price, so there's no bearish divergence there on the monthly at all. If anything, we have hidden bullish divergence, right, where you have a lower low in the RSI and higher lows in the price. It's hidden bullish divergence, okay? The MACD, same thing, right? I think overall you just look net positive, and we're waiting for that next phase higher. So once it happens, it's going to be very, very fast, okay? My expectation is, again, we're probably just going to move up at a nice pace. You might move sideways for a second, and then we'll just move up at a nice pace here. And then as we get to this area, we should start to really pick up the pace. Maybe we hit new all-time highs, or we hit just below all-time highs. We consolidate for a second, and then we really rally. When this thing takes off, it's going to be miraculous, okay? And the perspective will shift so fast with this thing. Again, once you move up, the difference between here and here is, I don't know, XRP might be a Ponzi to, oh my God, we're going to see new all-time highs. What's happening? Everybody pile in right now. You know, it's a difference of $1 that'll change that perspective. So that'll probably happen, I think, by the end of this month, and we'll go from there. So I got nothing else. Thank you all for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves, take care of your families. If you don't have families, take care of your friends or your pets or your plants. At the very least, they need water, and so do you. Drink some water and get some good sleep. If you're having bad days, I'm on a whole different level here, you guys. I'm going to look you right in the eye, okay? Listen to me. I'm the captain now, okay? All right? Drink some water, but most importantly, get some good sleep. If you're having bad days, it's not the crypto market. It might be the crypto market. It's not the crypto market. It's not the politics. It could be the politics too. It's probably your lack of sleep, though. It's probably your lack of sleep, right? Everything negative is easier to maintain when you get good sleep. I know there's all these people out there who are saying you need to sleep less, you need to work harder. Work hard. There's nothing wrong with that, but you will work harder with good sleep. You will outwork the sleep deprived person if you're well rested, okay? Don't sleep 10 hours, don't sleep 9 hours, get your full 8 hours in. You're an adult. You don't need 10 hours. You're not a baby. All right, babies need more than that, actually. But get good sleep. It really helps your life, I'm telling you. If you're having a hard time, if you're anxious, if you're sad, if time is moving slowly, if you're at your day job and you feel like the days just drag on and on, get good sleep. Try it one night. Just humor me. Just try it one night and tell me it doesn't change your whole perspective on things, right? You'll notice that all your good days actually correspond pretty directly with days that you get good sleep. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And all your bad days are days that you have bad sleep in. Maybe that's just me, but I've talked to a bunch of people about this, and they all agree with this stuff as well. So get good sleep, damn it. I'll see you on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe. Bye-bye.